Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now June 10th of 2025, and given that Meghan Markle is in a very desperate and delicate situation right now, based on the walls closing in and her time in Hollywood, her time in the film industry is getting shorter and shorter, based on how there are multiple studios out there that want nothing to do with her either ever again, or even at all, after they actually witnessed what she posted on Instagram, that cringeworthy viral video, and everyone saw it, and it's essentially creating a new wave of backlash. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that we know that she is very narcissistic, self-absorbed, and very much a greedy individual. We all know this, and even her entire team knows this, but they will never admit that, right? Now, one thing about Meghan Markle for sure is that we already know that she is really in a very, like I said before, delicate position right now because of how many studios and how many executives within Hollywood, high up producers really are beginning to find her very repulsive, not just after that viral video, but also how she acts toward the critics, toward people that are opposed to her overall views, opposed to her personally, and it's only getting worse from there. Now, what's interesting about all this moving onwards is that we know that Meghan Markle is doing everything in her power to really just stay at it with podcasting, to stay at it with voicing her overall opinion to the general public, to get her overall, stories across, and people just don't want to listen to that anymore. We also know that there's a lot of setbacks happening with, of course, With Love Meghan Season 2. Now, with the Meghan Markle drama getting more complex over at Netflix in the midst of the With Love Meghan Season 2 reshoots, one major development, get this, going on right now involves more to do with how Meghan Markle, as it turns out, lost millions of dollars after posting her viral video on Instagram that created a new wave of backlash toward her. Now, a crucial update to this now involves how Meghan Markle, as it turns out, lost well over $15.2 million altogether, as multiple studios fired Meghan Markle finally after they were offended by her viral pregnancy video that was across all forms of social media. Now, shockingly, Meghan was supposed to be paid an estimated $5.2 million for her appearance in Scream 7 by Paramount, the very same studio that recently fired her, as we discussed just yesterday over the viral video. It turns out that Meghan was going to play a fictional version of herself, this is where it gets very cringe, in Scream 7, surprisingly. She was going to be called Meghan Markle in the movie as a reality TV star. These were the terms that were previously agreed upon between both Markle and Paramount. However, after Markle lost the $5.2 million contract deal for the major cameo in the film, another studio, you guys may have heard about them, also decided to abandon ship. This turned out to be a studio known as A24, where Meghan was supposed to also cameo in a new upcoming psychological horror thriller film, where she was going to be one of the side characters in the movie. Now, she was supposed to play a complete fictional character in the film, codenamed Susan, and was going to receive a $10 million payout for this movie. A24 was just about to announce the cast of their 2027 horror film that they intend to release within the first quarter of that year. That announcement has now been put on hold as they are looking to replace Meghan Markle after they too, much like Paramount, fired her. Now, Markle was reportedly furious with both Paramount and A24 and is already preparing to call them out and set the record straight and to share her side of the story on her new upcoming podcast that she will also be announcing in a short number of weeks. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about that. The fact that she was going to play a reality TV star in Scream 7 that was going to be called Meghan Markle is absolutely insane. It is ludicrous, and it goes to show you how basically she wanted to insert her own dream of becoming a reality TV star into Scream 7. And it kind of fits into a movie like Scream 7 in a very strange way if you think about it, because we've seen that in a very similar light in past movies. In the past earlier films, they do cover elements of the film industry, they cover elements of television programs. So that franchise, I could see why Meghan Markle, would be in something like that, and why she would actually gravitate towards something like that. because it's a mixture of horror elements and as well as focusing on, the film industry culture. Now, what's interesting about this is that her new podcast is actually set to focus on the struggles of the film industry and what the life is like for other actresses in that line of work. Between both of these studios firing her, Meghan lost a good chunk of funds that she was going to use from these opportunities to invest in a brand new project that she was going to announce during the summer. Now, that announcement has now been cancelled and was agreed to be cancelled between herself and her entire team. Markle's phase of desperation to remain in the industry is now closing in, and the walls are getting closer. Closer, of course, and still to this day, she is attempting to strike a deal with MTV and the Walt Disney Company, and those negotiations are still going on. And guys, that's another thing that we have to keep talking about. The fact that she is gravitating herself toward the Walt Disney Company, which is a very bad move. It's a very bad image, if anything, for Disney to even embrace someone like that. Though I'm not surprised, it's Disney. And when you look at MTV, she does have a history with them, so that sort of makes sense as well. So between these two studios, it's going to be interesting. Will one of them actually agree to a deal? Will both of them or none of them agree to a deal with Meghan Markle? We will actually learn about that in the coming month or two. Interestingly enough, we know that she knows that this is basically her two last major contract deals that she could actually embrace after she got shot down by Amazon, MGM Studios. We talked about that as well. And she also, really got the boot from other major Hollywood studios out there. So again, what's interesting here is that as for Meghan Markle, however, she was reportedly fuming and frantic after she lost the $15.2 million payout altogether between A24 and Paramount as a result of her viral video post. Both Paramount and A24 executives found that to be very unprofessional, and they did not want someone like Meghan Markle representing their studios. And look, it's the ultimate truth here. If you have an actress on a movie of yours, or if she's even in a cameo or a short role, whatever it may be, and they're on social media, like it or not, they are representing you. And that's how it is. So that's why a lot of these actresses really get caught up in social media, and it does backfire not just on themselves, but on the studio executives as well, the CEO, the board, etc., etc. So here we go again. Meghan Markle is losing millions of dollars for something that she could have obviously avoided. She didn't have to post this video. She did it obviously as a way to prove to the world that she was indeed pregnant, that she, of course, has a sense of humor. She talked about this the other day. She did this as a way to express herself and her sense of humor as a mother, quote unquote. And so, look, we know at the same exact time, studios like Paramount, I gotta give them a lot of credit for really taking a stand, for really, standing their ground and doing something that should have been done a very long time ago. But overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about Meghan Markle and the whole situation between herself, Netflix executives, and among other studios out there. Because look, we know that Netflix is getting a very bad rep by keeping Meghan Markle on board for, of course, With Love Meghan Season 2, and how she's even pressuring Ted Sarandos now for a Season 3 of With Love Meghan. That's also another big mistake coming from Ted Sarandos. He is the one that actually supports Meghan Markle more than Greg Peters. But overall, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.